And you'll be able to play that in January at another SG Con if you want to come and hang out there in the 3rd to the 5th of Jan. Woo! Let's duress and take a look at the hand. That's a lot of lands. Crikey.
Yeah, a lot of lands, but of
4?
course, this is once again a Yorion deck. This Duress cannot take the Overlord, so, I mean, that card just seems awesome in this deck. We saw it a little bit in Greasefang.
Yeah.
That card seems awesome in Greasefang.
Oh, it's so good, yeah.
Yeah, but it seems like it's got a really nice home in this deck as well, because, correct me if I'm wrong, can you just return... Oh, it does only return the creatures. You can't return Enigmatic, but...
Yeah, no, unfortunately not. But, like, you know, talking about the Greasefang deck as Shanghai's hand is getting absolutely torn to pieces here.
Yep.
You know, the Overlord is able to chuck things into the bin, but doesn't care about, you know, just those cards being, you know, the selection being made from just those cards. It can take any card from the graveyard, which is great.
And now Matt has 2 good cards he wants to take, both of them being Overlords. Yeah. You don't really care about the Nowhere to Run from this mid-range deck. Nah. Most of your creatures have 4 toughness anyways, but the 2 Overlords are both excellent here.
Overlord of the Flood Pits has slightly steeper, well, actually not really, it's 3, compared to the 2 for the Overlord of the Baelmerk. Flood Pits, though, well, get some extra cards here for Shanghai. That
makes sense. You know, just, you know, being able to have this 1 card get cast and you get to return 1 thing, it's great. But, you know, that being said, you can just take this Overlord, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that wasn't the correct take, because now you just have Shanghai.
Well, it can't get an Avatar back.
Okay. Gotcha.
I, for one, welcome our new Overlords.
Yeah, I mean, they're all good. They're all absolutely great. That is a card I have not seen really cast in my testing too much so far.
Overlords?
No, just this specific Overlord.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the Overlords, but...
Yeah. This one is, like, obviously we haven't seen Mono Black midrange all that much, but it's doing very well here indeed. In the hands of Matt, 8-0. There's 6 players left at 8-0.
Yep.
So, yeah. I'm going to cut that in half.
Yeah, there's only going to be 3 players with the perfect record. Maybe 4 undefeated if you count the one that is XO1, but... Either way, Matt is in a lot of trouble here as he just attacked with Mutavault. Not great.
So ripping the hand to pieces, and now we get to see the new room.
Yeah.
Unholy Annex and Ritual Chamber. So we get to draw a card, and if we have a demon, each opponent loses 2 life, and we gain 2 life. Otherwise, just gaining life.
Yeah,
losing life.
Otherwise you lose the life. So it's kind of a Phyrexian Arena. Kind of a little bit of a worse Phyrexian Arena on one side, but it really combos with Bloodletter of Elkalots. You know, God dang it.
It's probably not even that. There's another pronunciation for it, so we're both going to mess it up. It's all good.
Yeah, fair. But if you have that in play, then instead your opponent's losing 4 life at end step. So there's a lot of combinations in this deck.
Yeah, this deck doesn't ever really need to like do too much attacking with all the... Ooh, hello.
Look at that one off the top.
Yay! We get to see it, not just in the bin. Enigmatic Incarnation. Woohoo!
Okay, so this is huge. Fetching? Some of the 6 drops you can get Kroxa and Kyranos. You can get Noxious Gearhulk. You can get the Red Overlord. That seems to be the only 3 6 drops, but I mean, they all seem to be really good for me. I would think the Kroxa and Kyranos seems like the best off first glance, because you can just, you know, when it comes into play, exile 5 cards. And then return a creature from...
Graveyard to battlefield.
And it's not those 5 cards. So you can bring back the Overlord that's already there, if I'm understanding that correctly.
I think that's correct, but we'll let the players who know their decks better show us. Okay. Oh, it's going to be Boiler Broses. Okay.
That seems disgusting, though. If you can sack the 5-mana Overlord to then get Kroxa and Kyranos to then get back the 5-mana Overlord?
Ew. But you know what? I like just 4 good old damage to face here from Overlord of the Boiler Bulges, and next turn attacking, doing the same darn thing.
Yeah. And there's a chance that it was drawn, too, and you just don't have that ability to do so.
Fetch, yeah.
Otherwise, it does seem like that's a better option to me right now, so I'll be interested to hear that card here, or that card choice.
Alrighty. Well, Sheoldred's Edict, taking care of our Overlord, so back in the bin he goes. Probably see him again later.
Pretty cute there at end step. Matt just animated Mutavault to get around that clause of losing life, as it is also a demon.
That's so good.
Spicy.
I love that. Ah, beautiful. You're such a good little creature land.
And
Up the beanstalk. Woo! Let's go.
And here's the situation where these mono black mid-range decks just really suffer.
Yeah.
Enigmatic Incarnation's already on the battlefield. Your
What are you
opponent,
supposed to do against
yeah,
that?
you're playing Magic, but the game's over already. You know, like we're of course going to keep it going, and there's a chance that Matt can kind of combo finish. But outside of that, the value that you get from Enigmatic Incarnation is just outrageous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just a snowball effect
Yeah.
now. As long as that stays on the board and Shanghai can keep feeding it, like, yeah, this is going to be pretty near impossible for Matt to come back.
Yeah, I love Shanghai's deck. This is awesome.
Again, as you said, and I've said multiple times already today, like, Pioneer is so cool. You could basically play whatever you want, and so long as you know your matchups and you know your deck inside out, you could have a pretty good time with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe we saw deck tech earlier from Mason Clark where there was this Enigmatic Incarnation deck with the black cards, so maybe they tested together or something like that. But really innovative take, and I think it looks nice. All right, Field of Ruin to destroy some lands. Now, this is something that a lot of players don't really look at when you have open deck lists. Like,
Yeah.
the first thing you don't look at is the basic count. When you're playing this mono black mid-range deck and you have a bunch of Field of Ruins, that's kind of the first thing you look for. You're like, okay, are my Field of Ruins online? And, you know, my first glance, there's one swamp. There's one basic land here. So these Field of Ruins are going to be really good.
That's the price you pay for a 5-color deck. So.
A greedy mana base, indeed. Well, to be fair, this one's only 4.
What's it missing?
I guess technically
No,
Croxa and
there's red
Kyranos.
there. It's got everything.
All right,
yeah,
all
this
right.
is look, even High Noon, it's got an activated ability. You
I
don't
don't-
ever use it, but yeah.
I don't like it. It's a Sultai Splash White deck, and I'm sticking to my guns.
That takes far too long to say.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
just Wooburg.
That's fair.
Oh boy, now we have the good old blue Overlord down on the battlefield. It's gonna get eaten though.
Flood Pits will be sacrificed. Now you have a 6-drop. Now there's Noxious Gearhope, or there's Croxus, and
Come on,
yeah, it's got to be the Croxus this
Yeah!
time, yeah.
the good old giant and the dog. He's a good puppy. Okay, so when they enter or attack, exile 5 cards. When you do, return a critter from the graveyard to the battlefield. That's so much value. That's gross.
Yeah.
Ew.
I mean, and you can just return anything unless I'm misunderstanding. Like, you can bring these Overlords back, right?
It's just one though, right? Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a creature.
Yeah, just bring one. Yeah, okay. I was just making sure they're not, like, strangely just
No,
enchantments in the
no.
yard or something. But this card seems insane in this deck. That's incredible.
Yeah, I love. Oh, this is cool. Go for the throat, taking care of the Skyclave apparitions. So, how big is this thing that comes back now off the Skyclave? Wait, that grabbed the room, right? So the room's mana value is
Yeah.
both sides.
I think it's both. I think it's an 8/8.
Yeah.
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 Look. Wow.
Sweet.
That is not something you want to Skyclave, I would
Yeah.
imagine.
Oh, you have a 6/6 giant? Hold my adult beverage.
You know, and I mean, that's 8 damage. What are you really going to do? You kind of got to chump block here.
Well, yeah, I mean, the 4 damage from the... Oh, we're going for it. We just jamming?
Yeah, I almost would have not Skyclaved that. You know, like, it's
Yeah.
pretty risky.
Okay. Huh. All right, Nowhere to Run's going to shrink it, though.
Oh, that's huge.
That's pretty darn cool. Wow. So
Yeah.
then Shanghai would just have the win pretty easily there.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it a 5/5, and then
Yeah.
Shanghai is able to gain 6 there. Instead of taking 8, instead, you know, goes up 6. And Shanghai's deck is sweet.
That's sweet. I love this, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna be jumping in the Pioneer queues and playing this after this.
I'm 100%, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let's take a look at
Sideboards,
the sideboard
yes.
here. Shanghai, we'll start with that.
Mhm.
Looking,
Ooh, Agent of Treachery, gross.
Yep.
Ugh.
yeah, and I think that is pretty solid against these kind of mid-range decks, sacrificing Leyline Binding that dealt with just like a token or something, and then being able to Agent of Treachery one of these 4-drops. I bet that's coming in.
Ew. That's really gross. And
Oh.
then you can blink it too with your... Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Yuck.
The good old days of Jeskai Luca. There
Oh,
would be a
no.
lot of that kind of stuff.
Icky.
Really nice stuff. So outside of that, there's 4 Thought Seizes that could come in. You know, I'm really interested to see if Shanghai is going to leave in all these Fatal Pushes because, well, they are good against the 4-drops, but you know, you do have to do some work to trigger Revolt, so it's not amazing. Also, the Nowhere to Run seem quite bad, so I would assume you need to get those out immediately. And, you know, so we'll probably will see some Thought Seizes here from Shanghai. And on the flip side here, from our first Mono Black mid-range here, our kind of Mono Black Demon style deck, I would think we have Invoke Despair. That's going to be a really nice card. And in fact, the card that I saw Matt absolutely destroy Reed with when I watched on the floor. Go Blank could be okay, but Enigmatic kind of only needs that one card. Ashiok for sure.
Yeah.
Enigmatic cannot search with that static ability in play, so that's going to be a nice one. And that's about it that I'm seeing that you really, really want. It all kind of depends how many cards Matt has got to take out from his deck, which it's not a Yorion deck, so not as much.
Both of these lists are so sweet. You want to play afterwards?
I do.
Hell
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll see you in the queue. This sounds great.
Oh, man. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is round number 9. This is the last round of the day, but we will still have plenty Magic tomorrow and even more in November, 15 to 17, SCG Con Columbus. Come and hang out with us there. It's going to be a good old time. You're going to have lots of events to play in. And,
yeah, and if you like, you know, if you're seeing this event and it's kind of giving you, you know, the powerful red 2/3 from the newest set, if you're getting FOMO here watching this broadcast and you want to come play some Magic, I go to all these SCG cons and let me tell you, firsthand experience, I have an absolute blast at every single one of them.
Yeah.
All the staff, all the crew, everybody that works these Star City game events are really awesome, really welcoming.
Yeah.
And you can play, you know, 5Ks, 10Ks. You can do really whatever you want at these kind of events. So come on out, November 15th to the 17th. I'll be gaming. I'll be playing some Magic. Nice. So go to starcitygames.com/scgcon if you want some more information on signing up for your next event.
Corey, your ad reads are far too professional.
That was not an ad read. That was off the top.
You need to get onto Patrick's level, man.
Okay.
And just wing it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you did actually wing that. That was very impressive.
Yeah.
But yes, what Corey said, everything is true because this is my first time here. It's rad. So many cool vendors. The Artists Alley is also fantastic.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yep. A lot of cool stuff that you can do here.
Come hang out with us.
We can't even, you know, talk about all the things on there because there's so many things you can do at these SCG Con events. So make sure to just check out the information and you'll be able to see it
Go
for
to
yourself.
the website. You are a multitasking individual, I'm sure, so...
And Columbus is just one of my favorite cities.
Yeah?
It's
Why is
really
that?
sweet. You know, just the venue is really nice. You're really close to a lot of fun stuff to do. They have a cool arcade across the street that I go to after the events.
My language.
Yeah, it's all fun.
Hey, we're going to go to another mulligan here. For Matt, Zamel down to 5, perhaps?
Ooh, not great.
No, not great at all.
Not great at all. Looks like a mulligan from Shanghai as well.
Okay. Cool. So players getting shuffled up there. And every day we're shuffling.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. You know, as far as just this mono black mid-range deck, like I was kind of saying, it seemed like a bit more of a meme to me. But, you know, it's just hard to argue with a deck that gets to play 8 1-mana hand disruption in the main. You play all 4 Thoughtseize, that's a given, you know, in a mono black deck. But Matt plays 4 Duress in the main deck.
Jeez,
so that just really shows, like, how much of a fragile combo he's playing, first of all, because, like, you know, half of Matt's games can end on turn 4 where he goes, like, turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Duress, turn 3 Unstoppable Slasher, turn 4 Bloodletter, game. You know? So it's a fragile combo as it gets disrupted by one piece of removal. But when you rip apart your hand and then play said fragile combo, it still looks pretty good.
I want to see it do the thing. So Unstoppable Slasher into Bloodletter. That's what we're hoping for this game. Come on, give us a great match here. Turn 1 Duress. Ooh, look at that. Thoughtseize,
So-
Incarnation.
This is usually
Blast.
something when you're in Matt's spot where you take the non-redundant card. You know you're already going to get Thoughtseize right away, so you
Yeah.
just take the Incarnation as it's the one unique card, and Matt's just going to be like, yeah, go ahead and rip my hand apart, no problem. And
Yeah.
even that, the Enigmatic doesn't have a lot of untapped black mana sources, so.
Misery's Shadow. It's the board. So sad.
Okay, and that's a great threat. And that's actually kind of bad news here from
Yeah.
Shanghai, the fact that there's just 2 lands. Now all of a sudden Matt's going to untap unless he finds something to cast. Attack for 5. Untap. Attack for 6. And Shanghai is not able to just really blindly fire off that Thoughtseize, or it feels kind of bad if you miss again. Or if you miss for the first time, I should say.
Not often you see creatures with, just 1 mana activation, pump it up. You want something to do with your mana, here you
Yeah.
go.
I mean, that's actually a pretty bad sign here for Shanghai. That means Matt drew something.
Oh.
And Bankbuster was incredible here.
That is a great draw here for Matt. We may have a game, gamers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this looks great for Matt. Looks absolutely great for Matt. So we'll see. We're definitely not firing off a Thoughtseize. That's not great. Now we'll just see what Shanghai has found to play. Doesn't want to take
Snap
2
lands,
just
yeah,
to buy Yorion, so.
No, just sitting there waiting,
Conserving life, it would
hoping to
seem.
not die. Yeah, Misery Shadow is definitely a accelerating clock.
Yeah. So now something that we might see from Matt is attack and just go, all right, pump once, stare, and make sure he doesn't have a nowhere to run or something like that.
Yeah.
Pump again, say go, and then just draw off Bankbuster at the end of Shanghai's turn, just to prevent that Thoughtseize being useful.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, Bankbuster is such a sweet card. A little too good.
I love it. I love it. I think it's a great card.
All right.
Once banned in Standard.
Uh-huh. Quite a few things got banned from
Yeah.
Neon Dynasty, honestly.
Yeah, like 5 things from that
Yeah.
really great Rakdos deck that we saw
Invoke.
Nathan Stoyer
Record
win
back
with.
plus. Yeah, actually.
Yep, Fable.
So here's the trick, friends. If you don't want your favorite cards to get banned, stop playing well with them.
See, I was going to say, if you don't want your cards to get banned, don't let Nathan Stoyer play with them. He'll win with them, he'll make them look too good, and they'll be banned. So.
Yeah. Poor Nadu. That's what happened to him, right?
Yeah. So that was Field of Ruin number 1. Instead of getting some extra damage in, Matt decided to Field of Ruin. It's kind of hard to see exactly what that Triumph was. It looks like a Bant, the Spara's headquarters. So trying to cut off blue mana. So pretty smart there from Matt.
Overlord of the Bale, Mark. Gonna chuck some things in the bin. Didn't get a creature back, I don't think.
Got Knight of Autumn, I
Knight of
think.
Autumn,
Yep,
yeah, okay.
yep. Which is great against the Bankbuster.
Oh, yeah.
The best basic lands by Matt as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
Those are so
those
good.
are my favorite. I have giant posters of them at my house.
Yeah?
Yep.
I've got Magali's ones up on my walls.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
We're nerds.
We are.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, so gets in some damage here. Looks like life totals escaped us for a second, but I believe we're down to 8.
She's just got Teferi's protection down here. Don't worry, it'll come
Smart.
back.
Yep,
Yeah.
smart. All right, so 18 to 8 as it stands. This is going to be to 6, and that feels real bad. I think I don't want to call it too early, but it seems like we're going to be heading to the next game.
This is looking pretty good. I mean, yeah, even if there... Oh, we know there's an answer. There's a... Oh, Enigmatic Incarnation. Okay.
Never
okay,
mind.
Okay. We retract our previous statements. You heard nothing. Let's go get a 6-drop.
Okay, so the 6 drops
Is it a 6-drop? Yeah.
have remained the same. We have Overlord to deal with this Misery Shadow. That seems pretty nice. And, of course, you just have the super powerful Kroxa and Kurnos. I love it. I love it. So you may exile 5 cards from your graveyard. When you do, return a creature. This card's insanely good.
That is very good. Because you can just bring back the same one, right?
Yeah, you just bring back the Overlord here, and you go and you mill...
Let's go again.
And you mill over the 5 cards, or I guess it's only 4, but close enough.
Yeah.
Now just think if you were to get, like, Yorion to blink it.
You basically just upgraded your Overlord. You don't have to wait for any impending counters to come
Yeah.
off. That's disgusting, honestly. This deck is sick.
This deck is super sick. I mean, that was a powerful card, but
Yeah.
it really hasn't found a home. But wow, and you can just imagine blinking that with Yorion, too.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We're going to go Bruin, aren't we?
I think we are.
This is cool, man.
A game where we basically were counting Shanghai out. At
Yeah.
this point now, I don't know if he can lose.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit of life gain would be good, but Croxa and Kunos do have lifelink
Unbelievable.
and menace and vigilance because it's 2 things on 1 card.
Now you can technically block this if you're Matt, as in you can get Bankbuster to get a pilot. Now we have another creature as well. So yeah, pretty decent as far as getting in the way of it. Now that is the Unstoppable Slasher.
Yeah.
So it has some death touch.
Zombie. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Oh my. So you get to stack this in such a way that you mill first,
Ew.
and then you activate the Croxa.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. This interaction is bananas.
Yeah, that's... Oh, my gosh. Because, yeah, they're both enter or attack.
Wow.
We're just having our minds blown. Don't worry about us.
Yeah.
Just blue screening slightly, but here comes Overlord of the Hauntwoods, so we're going to make everywhere.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm kind of just like sitting here enjoying this game. This is so cool. Oh boy. Would have loved to have found the Overlord of the Boiler Bill just to prevent Croxa and Kunoros from dying.
Yeah, that being said, I am double checking Misery Shadow here. When that Overlord was sacrificed, it should have been exiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it. Yeah.
Yeah, that actually should not have worked that way. That should have been caught by the players. And, oh no, excuse me, it was impending. No,
yeah,
sorry, it was
impending,
just an
and
enchantment.
Yeah, it was eaten. Yeah, it was sacrificed, so it didn't. It
Yeah.
wasn't a creature. It didn't die, so it's
Okay.
fine. It's fine. Nobody panic.
Now, if it were to die here, then
Yeah.
it would be exiled.
Yeah, Croxa and Kunoros would
Yeah.
go die for sure.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
exiled.
Interesting interaction there for sure.
Yeah. Oh, we got the pilot out. Nice. Okay. So yeah, we got the pilot. We got a treasure. Bankbuster's done its bank busting. Double block here on Croxa and Kunoros to get this to go away permanently.
Yeah, there is one card in hand, so we'll see if there is a piece of removal.
Yeah.
Looks like that's not the case.
Okay, sweet. So, down to 11 goes Matt, up to 12 goes Shanghai.
That seems right. And then when the Slasher dies, if it had no counters on it, returns to the battlefield tapped with 2 stun counters on it. So, what a card.
It's pretty gross, yeah.
It is
so
a
you have to
gross
kill
one.
it while it's stunned.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of like
Really
the
good
damage
stuff.
phase in a boss fight.
Yep. And Misery Shadow is only creatures your opponents control, so it works exactly the
Yeah.
way Matt wants.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about your critters getting got. Yorion, big old bird serpent to hand here for Shanghai, and this game is very close, actually.
Yeah, I would definitely say huge advantage to Shanghai as there's still the incarnation going.
Sure.
It gets exiled, but here comes a 6-drop. You know, once again, once incarnation is on the battlefield, it looks like we're still playing Magic, but we're just kind of not.
Yeah.
You know, like, incarnation in this deck especially has looked awesome. It's looked really awesome.
Yeah. This has been so cool to watch. But yeah, the Croxa and Kunoros thing, jeez. That's just nasty.
That interaction is something that surprised me.
Yeah.
I feel like it takes a lot to surprise me as far as this modern metagame goes, but that is an interaction where it truly seems like whoever found that really did it.
Yeah, good job. Archfiend of the Dross on the board now. So we have 4 turns, otherwise Matt loses.
And now the Overlord gets to attack. The red Overlord gets to attack and shoot down one of these creatures.
Get out of here.
And surface value, if we just go to end step, the Overlord blinks out and a Trax comes in.
Oh, gross.
Or this the black Overlord sacrifice, we get Noxious Gearhulk to deal with Archfiend of the Dross.
Gain some more life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shanghai's sitting quite pretty at the moment.
Yeah.
What does Matt even have to deal with? What does anyone in this hall have to deal with this deck?
To be fair, I do think this mono black mid range deck, it's a rough matchup for Matt with this incarnation deck. Like, it doesn't seem great. It doesn't seem unwinnable. Whenever you're playing an 8 Thoughtseize essentially hand or Thoughtseize deck, like, you can still pick apart. But whenever Enigmatic Incarnation is on the top of the deck and not in your hand, you know, I believe there's a saying about that, you know, that you can't Thoughtseize the top of the deck. And so far, Shanghai.
Unless you're playing Mill.
There you go. There we go.
Here comes the big old birdie. Don't fret, he's not scooping.
So the way that you track this, the thing
boy.
that he's explaining is you put it so the Yorion trigger comes into play first, get an everywhere counter, mill some cards, return something, Overlord kills something, and then if you want to, sacrifice the red Overlord, get a Traxa. Sack one of the 5-mana Overlords, get Noxious Gearhulk. Do whatever you want.
I thought the ultimatum decks were obnoxious, but this is just ridiculous.
This is a work of art.
Good grief.
This is a work of art. Just got to make sure you don't screw up your triggers or anything here. And it should be smooth sailing to 9-0 here from Shanghai as long as he doesn't screw up in some way. This has been impressive.
Yeah, this has been super cool. I'm very excited for tomorrow if this is the kind of deck that we're going to be seeing in the hands of players who just pilot them beautifully. Noxious Gearhulk going to take care of that Archfiend, so 6 more life, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? Gain 6 life. Go up to 17.
18, yeah.
Yeah. And this is nice. Some of these incarnation
Wait,
decks.
it's toughness, right?
It doesn't matter.
Equals
It's a
to toughness.
6/6.
Oh, right.
Could be
yes.
power, could be toughness,
No,
doesn't matter.
I'm reading Noxious Gearhulk, but it was the Dross that got killed. Never mind.
Yep.
It's a long day.
Castle, take one,
boy.
scoop.
Yep, that's going to be it. Wow, what a cool deck from Shanghai Nguyen. 9-0.
9-0.
That's got to feel good, man.
One of our 3 undefeated players and did it in style. That match.
Look at Matt. He's just like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, Matt's just thinking, what could I have done there? And honestly, I thought Matt played really well. But, man, this matchup either seems really one-sided or this is just maybe what we could be looking at as the deck of the tournament. Because
that was so cool.
that deck's awesome.
Just give me some more of that tomorrow, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll let me in the tournament if I can play that event. I'll be 6-3. You know, I'll not try to get any 9-0 start or something, but I just want to play with that deck. That looks sweet. Maybe I can go borrow it for a side event real quick if
we have laptops, we can jam. All right, we'll play afterwards, Corey.
Fair.
Don't go stealing people's decks now, please.